So I am preparing for a family trip to the big city. I'm not telling you which city it is or which state it is, but I am going to tell you that it is a more liberal area with much stricter gun laws. And so I'm really having to think through what I'm going to take, because my current EDC, which right now is this Glock 22 chambered with a 357 SIG barrel. It has 13+1 mag capacity. This is illegal in the state that I'm going to be traveling to. So not taking this. Now, let me go ahead and preface all of this by saying I believe it should be, and I believe it's my right as an American, especially a law-abiding American, to keep and to bear arms anywhere that I go. And so I believe that a lot of these gun control laws that are on the books in these different states are unconstitutional. But here's the thing. I'm not going looking to make a political statement. I'm not going looking to try to violate laws. And if I were involved in a self-defense kind of shooting with something that is illegal or arguably illegal in that area, that really looks bad for me, and could really cause a lot of damage to my reputation, to my family, and fighting a legal battle. I'm not ready to put my family through that kind of thing. So I want to be as close to the legal line as I possibly can. But I also have a deep felt conviction that I'm going to carry, or at least have a firearm, especially on the travel. You know, there's some places we're going in these big cities where there's going to be security and a lot of police presence, and I will do my best to trust my family and I's safety to those armed professionals. But especially on the highways and stopping at rest stops and gas stations and so forth, I want to be able to defend myself and my family. Now, I have a few options, and the only reason I own some of these options is for this kind of scenario. And so I'm just going to go through a few of them. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to settle on. Hopefully that'll remain a secret, but especially in the vehicle. So what I normally carry in the vehicle, other than my EDC, is some kind of a modular sporting rifle in a bag. So I've got an AR taken down here. But there again, that AR, especially in that configuration, is illegal where I'm going. And even the other backpack rifle that I've shown before, other videos, this is the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 with a 9mm Glock mag, but bumped into that capacity again, so can't use that. Now, it might be illegal for me to have this stowed away in the vehicle. I have to have it separated and all that kind of stuff. We're not getting into too nitty gritty here, but I've decided I'm not taking that. So some of the things that do fall in the legal parameters of gun ownership in the area that I'm going to, first and foremost, going the most simplistic, is this single action 22. This currently has the 22 Magnum rimfire chamber in it. It has another cylinder I can put 22 long rifle in. Long barrel, you get good velocity out of this, but of course this kind of gun you got to cock every time you want to shoot it. The benefits with this, you know, it's very accurate. If you've trained with it, you can shoot it quickly. I'm not a cowboy action shooter, but I mean, I feel like I could hold my own if I had to, especially a one-on-one kind of engagement. And ultimately, with all this being said, a gun is better than no gun. So if this is all you have to rely on, hey, this saved a lot of people's lives way back in the day. Another thing, and I'm sticking with kind of rimfire in this because some of these states have laws against center fire, but they don't always, kind of gray area where it applies to rimfire. So this is a Phoenix Arms HP22, I think that's the full name of it. Phoenix Arms HP22A is chambered in 22 long rifle. This is one of the first guns I ever bought. It is 10+1, so it does meet that legal requirement in a lot of states. In fact, it's manufactured in California, which is one of those states, not the one I'm traveling to, but one of those states with real strict laws. Now, the benefit to having this or this, okay, I'm going to say this carefully. If I'm in a situation don't know what the parameters of that situation are. But a situation where I feel like I need to get rid, not that I've used the gun, but I need to get rid of the gun in order to stay legal, okay? I could disassemble this, I could disassemble that, and chuck it somewhere, you know? Now, I'd hate for the idea for, you know, a bad person to get a hold of it, so I would definitely take it apart and try to get rid of it in multiple pieces that can't be put back together. But what I'm saying is this kind of gun, being as small and as cheap as it is, and that one too, are somewhat disposable to some degree, and it's not going to kill my budget having to do that. So that is a slight consideration, you know, way down the road there. Whether that needs to be a consideration for you, I don't know. But the other factor, of course, is, you know, it's this gun in particular is small, is concealable. I can't necessarily carry it on my person because my concealed carry license does not apply in the state where I'm going to. But one other thing that I can do, and again, is kind of in the gray area legal speaking, is I have what's called a stop box. Now, I'm not going to show you how it works because I don't want you to know my code. But stop box has this little grip thing on the top, and you set it to where you can grab it and open it in a hurry. So I can have this locked under a seat and have the firearm in the box, so it can be accessed fairly quickly. Now, can you have a loaded mag in it? There's another gray area to think about. Maybe you have the mag in another place, and you know, I hate these laws. These laws are designed as tyranny. That's what it is. Absolute tyranny. Anyways, don't get me started. Now, if I go by our previous president's advice, at least some of his advice, it would be just buy a shotgun. Just buy a shotgun, right? Now, he was talking about a double action shot, or double barrel shotgun, sorry. That's kind of his famous line, our previous president. This is currently the one shotgun that I own. It's a Mossberg Maverick 88. Similar to the military version, the Mossberg 500. What I like about this versus the 88 is the fact it has a push button safety down here on the trigger guard instead of up here. And that's just, I don't know, I like that better. I like having my finger on the safety. It just feels more natural to me. I learned on a shotgun similar to this. And if you've seen my video, Adrenaline Dump number 2, this is not the shotgun I was using, but it's very similar to what I was using when I had to defend my life against a wild canine. So anyways, some people love shotguns, maybe too much. Some people hate shotguns, maybe too much. I'm fine with it. Is it my primary? No. I mean, I would, as I've said in other videos, rather have a modular sporting rifle in my hand. But when not having that ability, hey, let's go with this. And something else to consider, and there again, you got to think about the capacity rules and laws. Right now, I have this loaded up with, oh, look at that little baby shell. So this is a Gila mini shell, and it is 1 3/4 inches long, and it is technically like kind of a mix between double-aught and single-aught buckshot, okay? And it's rated, the powder they have in here supposedly is a faster burning powder, and it's supposed to give just as much energy, or a comparable amount of energy, to the full 2 3/4 inch shells. And so the cool thing with the tube-fed magazine shotgun, you can fit 2 of these in for every one you could before. So this greatly maximizes the magazine capacity. So I'm not going to tell you exactly how many I have in this tube, but it's more than I had before. And so I don't know, is this going to go with me? Cool thing with this, I can break this down, just unscrew this choke tube, or I'm sorry, that's not, this is the choke, normally where the choke tubes goes, but this is the magazine tube, that's what I meant to say. Magazine tube, you just unscrew that, pull the whole barrel off. I also have this set up, I can pull this screw out of here off this ATI grip and take the stock off, and it's still fully legal. It's an 18.5 inch barrel, so I can have a pistol grip shotgun. I don't know, what do you think I'm going to choose? Am I going to choose the Single Action Army, the Phoenix Arms HP22, or Am I going to go with a 12 gauge pump action shotgun? Or maybe something else. Do I have anything else here? Nope, I think those are my only 3 that kind of meet those criteria. When I say that, I've got one more, I guess. Some of you have seen this in other videos. This would actually just barely qualify. This is the 22 Magnum Ruger American. The thing about this, it has a nice little 9+1 rotary magazine, so it scoots in right under the legal requirement. Now this looks like a hunting rifle, right? In the place where I'm going, this does not break down. That's the one bad thing about this. And so I would have to have at least, I think it's a 30-inch long gun, so at least a case 30 inches long. That's not going to work probably most of the places I'm going to be going. It's yeah, hard to disguise this gun. And while I would trust my life with it and trust my training with it to be able to cycle through the rounds that I need to, it's just not practical for what I'm going to go do. So anyways, wanted to make this quick video. It's already 11 minutes long. You know, you've got to find that line for you personally on where you walk legally. You know, I'm trying to walk as close to that line as I possibly can while still being effective, and still being able to rise to my personal conviction on the defense and protection of my family. And I know it's a dangerous world out there, and big cities are sometimes more dangerous than not being in a big city. And it's absolutely, I'll just say, stupid that we have to think about these kind of draconian gun laws going to dangerous places. So I am getting on my political soapbox here. I am in full support of some of these bills that are trying to be pushed through as far as constitutional carry. You know, we can get into another video. I'm kind of in favor of a concealed carry licensing program. I think that's just makes sense as far as, you know, we ask people to go through a driver's license program. I know there's some holes in that argument as far as comparing driving to gun ownership. We got to be careful with that. But especially being in a public sphere, I do want to know that other concealed carriers have had some level of training, some level of certification. I don't think there should be a cost associated with it. I shouldn't have to pay hundreds of dollars like I do, even in my pretty conservative state, to be able to do what I do. But that's a soapbox maybe for another day, if I didn't say enough already. So something to think about. I want to encourage you to hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Take care.